Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. Welcome to the first video of 2023. Yep. And in this one, we're going to combine a few things. We're going to tell you what the heck we've been up to since Christmas.
Yes.
We are going to talk a little bit about 2023 sort of resolutions.
Yeah.
We're going to look forward to some travel stuff.
Yeah.
Just kind of a little bit of a life update, kick off 2023 sort of video.
Yes. We do have kind of a lot of random things to talk about, so we made some notes in our phone, and we're just gonna sort of go through them.
So the first thing we're gonna do is let's just give them an update on since Christmas.
Okay.
What the heck have we been up to? What does life look like for us?
Yeah.
What have we been doing?
Well, we had our friend Jordan come up here a couple days after Christmas.
Yeah.
And she hung out for about a week. Mm-hmm. And that was just tons of fun. She was here over New Year's, and she has not been here in the winter. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, kind of showing her around Anchorage in the winter.
Yeah, because she was here. Some of you will remember she visited us this past summer.
Yep.
So she got to experience Alaska in the summer, and now Alaska in the winter. It was pretty low key.
It was pretty low key. We mostly ate. Like, I feel like we just kind of like took her to like restaurants and stuff, but we didn't really do a lot. There's not really a ton to do. I think in winter, and so we hung out and chatted like every night, which was awesome.
It was it felt more, how to say this, the focus of the trip felt more relational than activity driven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was more just about like being together and hanging out than it was about, oh, we gotta go experience Alaska.
Right.
So that was a ton of fun.
It was.
New Year's Eve, we just kind of hung out here at the house. Didn't really do anything super crazy. We watched our neighbors shoot off a ton of fireworks.
Yes.
A lot of fireworks.
A lot of fireworks.
And then it was funny because like all night long, all through the night, there's like 2 a.m. random burst of fireworks. It's like, I don't know why.
I know. I mean, they started at like 7:30.
Yeah,
they went until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because why not?
Yeah, we were joking that like there was no like rhyme or reason as to why they shot off fireworks. It was like, it's 8:36.
Right. Sure.
Made no sense.
Nope.
But we took Jordy to the airport actually earlier today.
Yep.
Dropped her off. She is off, and then eventually we'll make her way back home. Let's see what else. Oh, let's talk a little bit about a change that's coming in 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what the change I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I have to look at my notes.
Our notes.
Our notes.
So, you guys know we've been trying to do 4 videos a week in a podcast.
Yep.
Right? Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, podcast Saturday. We're going to change that. And we're going to change that because, frankly,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, and we want, I don't know, it's felt heavier than we want, like, YouTube and content to feel.
Yes.
And so we're going to cut back to 3 videos a week, which is what we did for a long time. We're going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, still do the podcast on Saturdays.
Yep.
Just get rid of 1 video. I know a lot of you guys like the Sunday when we do cooking videos, but the reality is, like, that's stuff that we can incorporate in normal vlogs. Yeah,
and I feel like we sort of do, and I kind of feel like the last several Sunday videos have been a mishmash of, they haven't just been a cooking video, and so I don't feel like it's super necessary.
Yeah, and we just felt like, okay, this year we want to I don't know, focus more on just kind of living life than maybe as much time as we spent documenting it.
Yep.
And the reality is, like, we've missed more videos over the past year in 2022 than we have in years.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been really nice.
Right.
And so as we look at 2023, we're like, you know what, we just simply want to like do less, not a ton less, but it's like for us it's 25% less in what we do.
Yeah. So 3 videos.
I love that.
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, podcast on Saturday. Let's talk podcast. We have not done one in a long time.
I know.
How are you feeling about that?
I miss the podcast. For me, I think the podcast is like the lightest weight thing that we do.
Yeah.
And not that like vlogging is really super hard, but it's, I don't know, I really do enjoy the podcast. And so I'm excited to get back to it. And we have had lots of ideas, and we're like, we're going to do that this week. And then like Saturday morning comes on, and we're like, we didn't do that.
Whoops.
We did not do that this week.
Yeah.
And so we're going to actually use our trusty.
We've got our 2023 at-a-glance here that we need to sit down and fill out this week.
We're going to sit down and we're going to fill it out and actually get like our planned podcasts and vlogs and that kind of stuff up. So it's easier to actually remember to do them.
Yeah, and so the podcast is not going away. We really do love it. It just feels... This is going to sound really strange because I know that we video a lot of our life. To me, the podcast feels the most like as if you were to come into our house and like hang out with us and listen to our conversations, the podcast is a better representation of us and how we communicate than the vlog is.
Yes, and I think some of that is, it really is just a conversation between us that we just record.
Yep.
And we almost always do them in like one take. Like we don't edit anything. We just hit record and then stop and then we upload it.
Yep.
And so it's pretty easy.
It is easy and I miss it.
Yep.
Genuinely miss it. I think that one of the things that we do really well together, and honestly for our whole marriage we have, is communicate.
Yes, and I think a big part of that is because we were friends for 7 years before we dated, and so we just had that base of communication.
We've always been able to talk to each other about anything at length and like depth, and the podcast is simply just that.
Yes.
So if you don't know we have a podcast, surprise, we have a podcast.
We have a podcast.
We will link to it down below. You can just search LeggLife Podcast on Apple, on Spotify, on those kind of good things.
And we talk about all kinds of random things.
We do talk about all kinds of random things. This Saturday, in fact, just to let you know what we're going to be talking about, this Saturday's podcast is going to be about how in the heck we deal with seasonal affective disorder.
Yes. Living in Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska's dark, Alaska's cold, the winters get long, cabin fever is a real thing.
Yep.
Seasonal affective disorder is a real thing, depression is a real thing. And so we're going to talk about ways that we, as people who live in Alaska, in the middle of January, when this is the worst,
yes,
deal with that.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to be talking about this week.
Yeah.
Another thing that is a huge part of our life, many of you find us because of this stuff, is our travel.
Yes.
And so we don't have our 2023 travel fully planned and booked.
No.
We have a couple things that are booked and finalized, and then the rest of the year is sort of throwing jello at the wall.
We have ideas.
We have ideas. Let's start with what we know is happening. The first thing that is happening, I actually have a work trip to Florida later this month.
Yep.
I'm going to be gone for about a week, and I have to say, it's for a client, and I can't really give away too much, but I'm really excited because in some ways this meeting, these conversations are the culmination of a couple of years of work and ideas and like organizational changes.
Yep.
And it's just like, I'm really excited to be a part of this.
I'm really excited for you to be a part of it. I think that it's something that you're really good at, and it's something you're really passionate about, and it's sort of all kind of coming together. And so I'm really proud of you, and I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. Very, very excited.
And it's moving forward.
So that's happening later this month. You're not going with me?
I'm not.
So I'll be going to Florida by myself, and basically the end of this month, early next month.
Yep.
And then the following month, in March, like just over 2 months from now, we have, in my opinion, probably what is our biggest trip this year.
Yes.
What do we got?
Our viewer cruise 2.0.
Viewer Cruise 2.0. All right, let's talk a little bit about this. We are going to have a dedicated Viewer Cruise video coming out here
in just a couple of weeks.
In just a couple of weeks. But for those of you who don't know, we did our very first LeggLife Viewer Cruise in October
2021. We had it planned for September of 2020, and that didn't happen.
Brains and beauty. Yes, 2021. And we had so much fun.
Yes.
I don't remember who it was. Someone in our community described it as like adult summer camp. It was just like friends and chicken fingers and hanging out, and it exceeded every expectation.
It was a ton of fun.
And so we said, you know what? Let's do it another time.
Yep.
And you guys have responded in a crazy way. We've been doing a ton of work while Jordy's been here.
Yep. She's
been helping us a ton with Viewer Cruise stuff. And we are around 200 people booked, which is insane.
Yep.
That are like legit confirmed, not just people that have showed interest. Because we're kind of getting to the point now where we're like finalizing numbers.
Yeah, I mean, we're 2 months out, and so it's, like I think most people who are going have already said they're going.
Totally. And people that have canceled have canceled.
Yeah.
And so
unfortunately.
Yep, there's people who have canceled, but we still have, this is crazy, you guys. I think the first Viewer Cruise had roughly 120 people go on it. And so this is almost 200.
Yep.
So it's
Bigger?
It's much bigger. But we're doing a lot of fun things. We have already ordered like lanyards for our whole group. So on the ship, you'll be able to like tell all of our people. And what's crazy is that almost 10% of the Disney Magic is our group.
Yeah.
Of all of the staterooms, like 10% of the whole ship is us.
Which is crazy.
So
We're taking over.
We're taking over. The cruise is March 17th.
Yes, out of New Orleans.
On the Disney Magic.
The Magic.
And March 17th is also
St. Patrick's Day.
What a fun day to leave on a cruise.
Yeah.
We're going to do a meetup the night before in New Orleans. We're going to we're trying to finalize a service day that day as well, kind of to serve the city of New Orleans, just kind of give back to the city before while we're there.
Yep.
And then we're going to spend 6 days together as a community, just hanging out, getting to know each other, and eating chicken fingers.
And having drinks of the day.
And having drinks of the day. So super excited again.
Yep.
More on that. And then other trips. We don't have anything else this year that is set in stone.
Correct, but we have a few things that we are pretty sure we're doing, and then some things we really want to do. And so we're gonna try to finagle and make things work.
Those things involve a potential cruise, another cruise, not on Disney Cruise Line.
Nope.
They involve a trip back to Indiana.
Yep.
We haven't been there in like 3 years. And so we're finally making it back to the good old Midwest.
Yeah.
And then I will be traveling for work probably more this year.
A lot.
Than I have in
A long time.
a long time.
Yeah.
Primarily in-state travel. The nonprofit, the organization that I lead, has a lot of opportunities this year to kind of bring the work that we do, the anti-trafficking work, the internet safety work, the kind of protecting marginalized people work that we do, to a lot of rural villages and places around our state.
Yep.
And we've never had that opportunity before.
Yeah.
So I imagine I'm going to spend a lot of time on airplanes traveling around our state.
Yep.
Hopefully bringing you guys along to as much of that as I can.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, what else do we have on here, Sherri? Oh, let's talk a little bit now about... I hate the word resolutions.
I do too. And we had a whole podcast about that last year, so go listen to that.
Because it's not New Year, New You. It's New Year, Same You. And
Same
all of
you.
the same things that you...
And all the same baggage.
Yes. So we're not going to call them resolutions. We're going to call them, like, what are our hopes for 2023?
Yeah.
What are the things that we would like to see be true about this year?
Yes. We would like to continue on our journey of health.
Yeah.
Just continuing to be healthy as a lifestyle.
I'm going to change a little bit. Continuing to get healthy.
Yes.
Because I think that while we are experiencing more health, I mean, we're both down significant weight. We're both feeling better. Like, we are not yet healthy and maintaining. We are still on the journey to try to get there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I also want to say, that isn't just a physical health weight thing for us.
It is health in all facets. So it is mental and emotional and spiritual and all of the things.
Yeah. We have shared on this channel over the last couple of months that the end of 2022, the last 4 months of 2022, have been ridiculously hard.
Lots of loss.
Lots of loss in lots of ways.
In lots of ways. And just really hard. And so we are looking forward to some continued health as we deal with some of that, but also continued hope that there are not so many low lows in 2023.
Yeah, as we were talking about it earlier, we were trying to think about how to describe that, because I think the reality is that every year's, and if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, I put up a post, I think at the end of 2022. And it was just kind of like, last year had really high highs. Like, we got to spend lots of time with lots of different friends. We got to go to Fiji. We got to do some travel. We just had, it was a good year relationally for us. But there was also a lot of lows, deaths and divorces, and just really hard, heavy life things.
Yeah.
And it feels like a lot of 2022 was death and loss and pain. And sort of like this barren wasteland where it's hard. It was even hard at times to see, gosh, what is going good? Right.
And, I mean, so I think in the post you said we had really high highs, but we had really low lows. And I'm hoping for more high highs because those are super fun, but I'm hoping for less the low lows.
Yeah.
Because they're just really hard.
And just that we see, if last year was a year that there was a lot of death and loss, this is a year we'd like to see a lot of like new life, new things happening.
Yes. Fireweed.
Okay, can I tell that story?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that we use in our
That was our
organization.
note. We talked about fireweed.
Did we?
Yep.
It's on there. Beauty and brains. It's unbelievable. So in our organization, we use the word fireweed. And fireweed, if you've been to Alaska, you may see it. It's this pink flower that is kind of long. It grows up, but it grows from the bottom to the top. And people say that it signifies like the termination of summer, right? That is, when a fireweed gets to the top, summer's almost over.
Yep.
But the thing that's so interesting about fireweed is that we have here in Alaska a lot of wildfires, right? There'll be years that we have hundreds and thousands and millions of acres burned.
Yep.
But in Alaska, one of the first thing normally that comes back, so there's this scorched acres, just absolute black burned charred trees. And then you start to see this beautiful pink flower start to come back.
In like carpet.
Fireweed is a lot of times the first thing that comes back after there's been ruin and destruction. And so in our organization, when we work with like survivors of trafficking, like we've had some of our survivors even get that tattoo, get fireweed,
right,
because it signifies there is life after what has been destroyed.
Yes.
And
life
so
after destruction.
Life after destruction. And so for us, when we think of 2023, that's what we thought of. We thought of fireweed, right? That it's like, yes, there was a wildfire in lots of areas of life last year.
Yes.
In 2023, we want to see the fireweed.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, of course, other goals we have, right? Like things like you have a book reading goal. We have different things like that.
Yeah.
But really, that is our resolution.
Yes.
Life after destruction.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we want. And so do we know what that looks like? No. We just hope it looks like less destruction.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
And so there we go. That's kind of what we're going to do. We're obviously hoping to be able to spend more time and see friends.
More tattoos?
More tattoos. Do you want to talk about it? Do you have any ideas you want to talk about? Or you?
Well, I'm still noodling, but
Okay.
I for sure will get more tattoos this year.
If you had to guess right now in January of 2023, in the next 12 months, the end of the year, how many new tattoos do you think you'll have this year?
Do I think I'll have or I hope I have?
Do you think you'll have? Let's be realistic.
I'm hoping for 3 more.
Okay. That would put you at 6?
Yeah.
So you'll end the year with 6 tattoos. I think it's reasonable. I think it's totally doable.
3 in a year. That's what I did last year.
I love it.
Yeah.
So there you guys go. That's kind of the only update. That's what we have for you.
Yeah.
We got to spend the last week or so with our friend Jordy, who was up here. And just, it was so much fun.
What a fun way to like wrap up the year.
Yeah, I really loved that. I was really glad she got to spend time with us.
Yes.
I have travel coming up. We've got the viewer cruise coming up.
Yes.
And then more trips. We'll let you guys know as we finalize those. We're kind of in the process of just figuring out realistically what can we do this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have lots of things we want to do, but I don't know if realistically we can do all of them. So we're trying to work that all out.
So there you guys go. We love you. Here's what I want to know from you. Down below, what do you hope for in 2023? Not your list of all your resolutions. Like for us, fireweed. What is your thing? What is your word? What is your illustration, your hope for this year? And then also, are you going on the viewer cruise? If not, why not? March 17th out of New Orleans.
So that's 2 months.
Let's do this.
Yes.
How about this?
Let's take over the ship.
Let's take over the entire ship. How about this? You come on the viewer cruise, I'll pay for your chicken tenders.
Oh.
They're actually already free. They're actually already included. They're not free. You guys, we love you so much, and we will see you on the next LeggLife video.